Hey. Hey guys. We should be live. Are we? I promised you guys I would have done an episode dedicated to what you sent me on Discord. So here it is. It's gonna be a quick live. Okay, so I have saved 2 images. Okay. Okay, so one image was oh, it was from Benedict. Oh, I'm good, thanks. Okay, so this one is from Benedict, and this is basically a page for her BizDev portfolio. So Benedict, if you're watching this, this is you. It's looking cool, and I guess what you wanna. Okay, the music is really bugging me out now. I guess what you wanna say with this is indicate all the information for this location, right? So I think what you did here is correct. You start from a little sketch. Okay, let's open this in Photoshop first, because it's gonna be much faster to talk about it. So Benedict is talking about creating this environment. Okay, we're good. Right at the top of my head, I like the kind of square format screen. It works on iPad, it works on vertical or horizontal screen, which is always important, and it also can be printed very well. Personally, I always prefer the wide format like this, like horizontal instead of vertical, just because for us, Painter and BizDev, you can fit more things. And it's more, if you have a nice painting, it looks more cinematic. This is actually different from the one. She cleaned it up a little bit because she sent it to me in the message. So you see here she had more little sketches, and I think this page works better. So already a cool improvement, to be honest, without doing a whole rework of the thing. So I think if you want to go for the design point of view, I think that editing and where the stuff is, it works really cool. You have the big one, then you have a cutout to see how it's made inside, and then you have a couple of options, front and back, basically, to show the door and the window here, which is cool. I think the extra step that you could do for something like this for BizDev is to add exploration. So exploration, what I mean is how this tree is actually working around it, and if there could be another way for it to work. Same thing as I would color it, to be honest. Like this big one, I think could be really benefit if it's nicely painted, or whatever style you want to use. I would paint it just because it's the hero shot in our page. And for BizDev presentation, paintings and color is usually what they are always looking for. Because sometimes, design like this, yes, you have to come up with this, but sometimes they just come to you from other people or other departments, and what they ask you is just painting. So yeah, I would paint it if I were you. And for the interior, I like all the information that you put around. What I would do, it would be maybe blow this up a little bit. to kind of make it almost even or a little smaller than the hero shot and give some put some life inside. Like I would actually, if this is supposed to be a cutout to see inside, I would really cut it out. Like I would. This is a very small image. Let me resize it because it's impossible to paint. Okay. So I would do something like this. Like I would cut it here. And you also, yeah, you can also open this here, for example. So you have all these open area. And then I would add some life inside. If this is somebody's house, if you know, there's a chair here, whatever it is, you know, there's something hanging from there. There's a little rug or whatever, you know. There's a little hammock where he sleeps. Whatever it is, as long as I show some life, you know. There could be his desk here with his computer, his big chair. You know what I mean? Because that's also important, and in one page you show two things. You show an outdoor scene design and an indoor scene, and they can see that you're able to handle different choices, different kind of choices, because of what it takes to create this and create naturalistic things and random organic things. Is cool, but are different knowledges than what it takes to make something like this without mistakes. You know, to keep it clean. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be something very simple as long as we see what's going on. You know, you can put something to go up. You choose. It can also be an abandoned thing, and in that case, there's a completely different interior. But I would definitely cut this out and open it so that we can see what's going on inside. And also by coloring this one, or both, you choose whatever. The more, the better, of course. You know, when you start to put colors here, you can introduce, you know, this could be, in my head now it's like brown, like wood, but this could be blue maybe with golden metal, or you know, it could be a very artistic, kind of like you did here, but go crazy with it. I would push the idea further, and also now that it's gonna be your job in the characters, because you're probably in a company, you're probably gonna receive the character that goes in this place, or they're gonna tell you, oh, it's gonna be a rabbit, it's gonna be whoever is gonna be living in this place. You're gonna know from someone else, and you're gonna get that design from somewhere else. But it's always good to put the silhouette of your character next to it, you know. Even just for the sense of scale, which is not this one, of course. But let me see if you put it somewhere, because maybe you did. Yeah, you did. Okay, stupid me. Forget this last part. I covered it with my sketch here. So what you did here is actually good. I would just clean it up a little bit. Then I would just make with the lasso a nice clean silhouette. and that's basically it. In terms of the drawing, I like what you did. I like the design of this thing. I would maybe personally add like, this is kind of like going out of the style that you're trying to achieve here, just because I can see that you have smaller leaves going on. So when you get into these big shapes, I would start to suggest them, a little more. They don't have to be like I'm doing them, but whatever you want to choose as a style to give also a little bit of depth, whatever it is, I would break this big shape, just because in everything else you did, you have some change of direction. You have tiny details that are going to be completely thrown off when you look at this completely flat curve. If it makes sense. And then I really like it. I would say you can do other version of this side view where you play with the extremes, where you have a massive tree and the house is very small, for example, and is completely surrounded by the vegetation. Or it could be the opposite. It could be that okay, if this is like the house is much bigger, and you have just a little bit like a cappuccino thing, like a cappuccino house. But you know what I mean? Play with the extreme, because right now it's cool. You have this kind of ratio here, where you have 70% and 30%. But try to go crazy. Try like this ratio, and then a tiny house and a freaking massive tree. It's a cool exercise, I think. And same thing for the tree. Don't be scared of doing something massive, and play with the trunk even more. I really like the way that you did it here in perspective. It's really cool. You can open this a little bit more maybe, so you see this. Yeah, just you play with curves and line all over the place. So it could be covered like this, if it makes sense. And again, if it's a house that there's something cute inside, there could be flowers in here, or maybe, I don't know, there's a, come on, there was a bike parked there, maybe more on the side, to be honest. This is kind of, I can't see anymore after the day working. And tilted almost on the floor. Whatever it is, you tell your story. So like extreme research, maybe again one more. You have this side in color, you have the cutout to see what's inside, either color or a graphic, even like this, it's fine. And I think it's gonna be a pretty nice page. Yeah, I think this was. I think I covered everything. I was trying to look at it before the live stream, and I was like, what could I say here? Yeah, and I can see more of a, like, let's say this is a fake project of yours. How you develop this even more into more areas of this thing, So maybe this is just one tiny house that he has, but then there's a whole freaking, like, this is the small one, but then there's a really big one with a smaller one attached, or just on the tree, wherever it is. I'm really curious to see what kind of people live in this place. Like, I like this guy. If you do characters as well, if you have a page, I'd be curious to see how they look. And thanks for sharing. keep it up. Let me know in the Discord what you think of this. If I missed anything, if you have any specific question, just let me know. And then we can jump into the next one, which is again pure color, and this is coming from this is coming from our friend here that I would really mess up your name, so I'm gonna call you Ma. If that's alright, I apologize, but you can yeah, I don't know how to spell it, I'm sorry. But this is beautiful. Let me open it into Photoshop. Hey Celestial, how are you? Welcome. Okay, let me see if she brought me what kind of thing she's looking for here. For a series in the picture has definitive size canvas portfolio, or I can improvise with square or elongated rectangle. Okay, so yeah, the first thing that I actually thought when I saw this, even before reading the message, was the aspect ratio, which is, again, it's great. I don't know why I always assume that people want to do VizDev and work in movies, but this is a great illustration. This kind of format works with many places, publishing, any cover for anything. It's just a nice painting. So beautiful technique. I really like what's going on. I really like the nuances that you got into the trunk. Pick this color. There's I would love to see this full resolution, because unfortunately it's very compressed coming from Discord, but it's okay. But let's say you want to create something cinematic. Let's say you want to create something for a VizDev portfolio, or just like something dynamic. As you said, because probably you realized yourself too, I would at least start working with a 16:9 aspect ratio and create my composition out of this. And what you said is actually not wrong, in a way that you can definitely discover your painting throughout your process, throughout your painting. You just paint until you see something you want to do, and you keep adding and adding and adding, and that's completely fine. Nothing wrong with that. We all do that. And maybe for your forest series, that's a good approach. But also, if you want to kind of break that approach and try a new, different technique that you want to try to use, I would plan your drawing ahead. So I would try to lock my composition and where stuff is before I start painting. So that way, I don't know how well divided this is in layers, but that way I don't risk to make mistakes and be fucked, basically. Sorry for my French, but yeah, you don't risk to be like, oh damn, it was so nice. Actually, maybe a 3 going in like this is better. But this could be more exaggerated. Maybe you can add something here. You can discover a hill kind of like a here in front of it. There could be other three here. It all depends on the story that you want to tell. And this is a very messy page right now. Let me see if just by blocking some grays. It doesn't have to be like this, but the idea is from this, you can plan your illustration ahead and make it like when you start painting, you're gonna feel super relaxed because you know where you're going. And again, it can really be maybe not as sketchy as this, but very loose, very rough, just so it tells you where you want to go. And then I imagine you have your character here looking there. Then you have some even more foreground, like bushes, whatever it is. Nicolas. Hey Nicolas, I didn't know you did live critiques, which is the best way to chat with you whenever you have time. Your work is really inspiring. Cheer from Argentina. Oh, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. This is actually the first one. Oh, it says I'm offline. Am I offline? No, I'm not offline. And then yes, okay. So here we were trying to establish about this painting. I apologize if I had to pause this as well, but here we are. So what was I saying? Basically, create layers around your thing. But again, I don't want to get you away from the idea of painting in your aspect ratio like this. That's totally fine. My idea on going 16 by 9, it was more about the VizDev approach and more create something more cinematic with a story. In that way, you can build your painting around it and play with some composition and things like that. So this is it. This is one thing. Let's go back. Let's go back with your painting, and I guess I don't know if you wanna critique on the technique that you're using, on the painting style or lighting approach that you're using. So tell me if this is too much. But this is I told you this is looking great. What I would do every time I start approaching things with color like this, I would, let me just close this. I would first of all put a layer on top of everything, white, 100% in color, to check my values. Are we still live? Yes. Okay. I'm terrified now. To check my values. In this case, okay. In this case, you can see that there could be a little more depth. Definitely, I'm gonna do a quick thing just to show you what I mean. To push back your three a little bit and have some foreground. But first of all, we can just take this part. And again, I don't know how you have these things separated in your PSD, but we can make a quick adjustment layer. I'll go a little bit darker here. We can make another one. Brighten up this area, maybe a little too much. In this way, we can just smooth out all this part. Whoops. So this is the first thing, to establish some depth, and working in black and white and checking with your value is always a good thing. Also for this one to be a little further back, just showing you how it should look like. So you have this kind of like three perfect separated hills, small hills. And the fun part actually happens when you start to introduce light, because you know, it's not a written rule that the foreground should be darker than the background. It should be more contrast, that yes, but not darker necessarily. There could be light coming from outside here, hitting, you know, creating light coming from the top here, you know what I mean? There could be things like that. It all depends on where the focal point is, and I think the focal point here is this tree, of course, and these houses. That's why I would, now the highest contrast that we have is here, and it's great. And we have to use this area as much as we can to try to drive our eye wherever we want. So let's say that there's actually a guy here, and this guy is kind of like it's very small, and our all composition should work to support the idea that we have to look at this guy. But let's say we should definitely start to introduce some lights, some cool bright lights here and there that are gonna bright up the place a little bit. I'm being pretty extreme right now, but you get the idea of what I'm saying. Way, Max is here. Hi Max, say hi to Max. Awesome character designer. You know, also inside here, give a little more life to everything, and also have fun. Have fun with the, you know, of course this is a daytime. I painted white just because we were in black and white, but that light could be yellow, could be whatever you want, and of course not as strong. But then you can start kind of like having a rim light on top of this, you know. Again, I'm painting white because I'm thinking in black and white right now. Yeah, you start defining the tree like this. You turn off everything. So you start creating a story. Maybe your story, you decided it's the door around here. So ask yourself, how can I make sure that everybody are gonna look at the door? Maybe your whole story, like you wrote in the Discord, is let me pick it up. Is a lot of things in this Discord. Oh yeah, this is like a forest series that you wanna create. So maybe you just wanna make trees, and that's totally fine. In that case, I would push everything. I would push the proportions like I talked to Benedict before about trying to push this ratio. So, you know, lots of leaves and a small trunk, big trunk, little leaves. Go crazy with shapes. Is the overall impact of the painting is your forest, then I would just go nuts with shapes and yeah, shapes most of all. And also, you know, in these trees in the background, you can kind of make really cool trees, not just the protagonist, not just this one, but you can make that every tree in this forest is kind of like a special tree, you know, with a really big trunk, and then maybe full of little separation here. Whoops. Are we still on? Yes, we are. I'm terrified. You know, even more. Come on, Photoshop, don't die. And maybe this tree is just completely tilted on this side. Or maybe this tree is just coming in front of us, you know. And you start to build maybe you can try, this could be all leaves. It's a massive thing. Or this, again, why is it cool to have a phase where you study your painting, where you make a drawing before or something like that, just because you would know immediately the ratio and the amount of things that you want to have and how it works. So yeah, right now it's terrible, of course. But you know, maybe you don't need this. Don't be scared on destroying and completely. Also, all these trees, maybe they could have the thing that they look very unstable, so they have a very thin base. I don't know. And then to add the sense of scale, always remember to break like you did here and there, but to have little breaks and little branches going here. Cut the tree every now and then and add this little separation. They're gonna help a lot with the scale in general. And yeah, so that's pretty much it about it. Like decide what kind of painting you're gonna make. If it's a vis paint, if it's just an illustration, where's the subject first of all. If the tree is the subject, if there's something going on here, I would definitely try also to separate these elements a little bit more, just because they're very hard to see. Because the value and the palette is very similar, so either you start having like much stronger shadows underneath that, but they should definitely be a little, come on, a little lighter, and they should definitely be hit by some light from the top, you know. It's weird because when I share my screen Photoshop starts lagging in a weird way. But anyway, once you start to read your shapes, there is where you start to see. You can play with colors. You can go crazy. Oops. So yeah, and don't forget to flip it and see how it is in both ways. I hope this was helpful. Let's do it again. It's a super quick video with 2 drawings. This is the page from Benedict, and this illustration from Ma. Sorry. When you wanna, I'm gonna probably create a section in the Discord. What do you guys think? Here on the left side, where we have a place where we gather all your drawings and your paintings that you want to be seen in the next videos. I can do that if you want, so they don't get lost in the art chat, where it's mostly comments from everyone, and it's totally cool, but it's another purpose, you know. So I don't get lost and I don't miss anything, because I got lots of others cool ones, but I don't know if they want to be shown into videos in the future. So if you guys want to, I'm gonna create a section. But I think it's all for today. If you don't wanna say anything or have any questions, thanks a lot, Benedict and Ma. Sorry about it again. I keep saying sorry because I hate not being able to pronounce names. But yeah, I really have to make sure that next time the streaming works smooth and fine. I promise I'll do my best. That was very weird. And I think we're good. I wonder if I can put these 3 videos into one video. I could do that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. But okay, that's it, guys. Thanks for being here. It's been a nice ride with lots of technical issues, but I'll talk to you next time. Okay? Thank you. Bye. Check out my book and my prints in the ArtStation store, link in the description. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.